This week, we're going to take a look at a spy film from the mid-70s with style, pizzazz, top actors, exotic locations, beautiful women, intrigue, and a John Williams soundtrack. Hi, I'm an actor, writer, sometimes Hollywood insider.
I'm reviewing movies that maybe you missed on their first time around.
My name is Dan Harville, but my friends call me Spike. Clint Eastwood plays art professor, mountaineer Dr. Jonathan Hemlock in The Eiger Sanction. He's threatened by a former employer, a certain Mr. Dragon, who's an ill albino who exists on constant blood transfusion. He's really kind of icky.
Clint Eastwood, the man. Eiger, the mountain. A deadly combination. Sanction, a violation of the law to enforce the law.
One of our agents has been killed in Zurich by two men. We want you to sanction them.
Killing?
It is what you do best. The target is male. He is an accomplished mountain climber.
What's his name?
We don't know. We know which mountain he will climb. The Eiger.
Hemlock is not interested in playing hitman, but Dragon threatens to call the IRS on him regarding some valuable paintings, which would be seized and would land Hemlock in jail. Hemlock is to join the climbing team and wait for additional intel to identify the assassination target. The intel is slow in coming and the climb begins up the Eiger. Hemlock must figure out who to assassinate on the climb all on his own, since there's no way to let him know once they start the climb. George Kennedy plays Eastwood's buddy and is in charge of the ground crew. Jack Cassidy plays a spy who knew Hemlock back in the days of Vietnam or Korea. I was never really sure to which war they were referencing. There's also a love interest in this film, Jemima Brown, played very two-dimensionally by Vanetta McGee.
The raven-haired beauty, Jemima Brown.
For your information, I was not assigned to seduce you.
She shows up, has sex with Hemlock, steals his money, gives it back to Mr. Dragon, shows back up in the Alps, brings Hemlock some money back, I think. Whatever her value was to the plot is murky at best. Now, the climbing sequences were amazing and exciting and daring.
And now Montaigne either hurt or he's dead. I knew that'd be death.
It was planned that way.
His lifeline in the hands of the assassin he hunted.
Clint did his own stunts, by the way, many of which were very, very dangerous and life-threatening. The production was bad news from the start. One climber was killed on the second day of shooting. Several other people were reported hurt during filming in climbing accidents, which the studio quickly covered up. There was a tension on the set with the climbers not trusting the production crew, the climbers not trusting Eastwood, the climbers not trusting the other actors. Apparently the climbers don't trust anybody. It's possible that Eastwood was in over his head as the director in an action thriller located in a very difficult setting. Eastwood had originally asked his buddy Don Siegel, who directed 5 other Clint Eastwood movies, to direct The Eiger Sanction, but Don refused. He spent quite a bit of effort actually talking Clint into directing it himself. The movie was originally panned by the critics and audiences never really materialized at the box office. They only brought in about $23.8 million, which was not enough to cover the production costs. This was the movie that caused Clint Eastwood to leave Universal Studios with a very public display. So how did it rate? I asked 10 of my actors and filmmaker friends to rate it on a 5-star system. I know that's a lot of responsibility for an actor, but they gave it 3 stars. Normal people and family gave it 2.5 stars. I make no attempt to conceal the fact that I'm an admirer of Clint Eastwood. I love most of his movies. I saw The Eiger Sanction back in 1975 when it came out. I think I saw it once since then, and I saw it again last weekend. I was hoping that it would get better with age, as Eastwood's earlier effort, Two Mules for Sister Sarah, did. Sadly, I thought the screenplay was lackluster. Some of the characters were barely more than walking, talking props, and the humorous lines that Eastwood delivered, well, they just fell flat. In good conscience, all I can do, though, is give this 2 stars. We're watching the movies that maybe you missed the first time around. Please go to my blog, myfriendscallmespike.com. Leave a comment about what you think about the movie. Thanks for watching.
Have you ever heard of Japanese paper balloon bombs? Me neither. During World War II, the Japanese made giant balloons out of handmade mulberry paper, attached bombs to them, and sent them up into the jet stream across the Pacific Ocean and crashing into the United States with the intent to set the West Coast on fire. They met with more success than you might think, from Mexico through California, Oregon, Washington State, and all the way up into Canada. Very little has been revealed about it until now because the patriotic press of the 1940s kept it quiet. You can see the recently declassified footage of the balloon bombs that were captured at HollywoodIsASmallTown.com in a documentary which closely details and inspects the technology the Japanese used, from auto-leveling devices, citric acid-powered bombs, and double-fused blasting caps. Oh yeah. For a limited time, this declassified military training film can be viewed for only 99 cents at HollywoodIsASmallTown.com. Go there now.